Well, hello, YouTube friends. I'm back. I have taken quite a lot of time off, but I am so excited to be coming to you as semi-live. I'm kind of recording over here in a studio setting because I have so much to share with you. We have a lot to get caught up on. As you'll see by the title, life got a little crazy for me, and I'm going to walk you through some of the fun, amazing events, and I'm going to share with you some of the struggles I've had since I've really been over here. Goodness, it's been, I think, 2 years since I really took a big old break from all things, online business wise, but I am so excited to come on. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about homeschooling high schoolers, graduating my kids. We are now homesteaders. I'm going to share a little bit about my burnout story and share about a really new, exciting thing that I'm doing. I have been focusing all of my attention, actually, of my entrepreneurial attention on a brand new membership. So I'm going to get into those details because I have a really fun free training that I'm going to share as well. But I'm going to just kick us off. So number one, when I started over here, I had a little ton of people. And well, not all of them were little tiny, but I remember doing videos with Caitlin, who's my youngest. She was like a toddler. In fact, there was a cute little video of her being we called her our toddler tornado. And now she's 10. So I'm going to share some pictures. That's why I wanted to do this in the studio, so that I could share with you some of our life updates. So let me rewind a little bit. So we had some exciting things happening all the same time. In fact, here, let me put this picture up. We had the book launch. Woo! This is over my shoulder right there. My M.O.M. Master Organizer of Mayhem book came out. It was like years in the making for that baby, and it was birthed. And we had such a fun time celebrating it. And this is the little launch party we did at the house. We had friends and family come. But like everything kind of was happening at the exact same time. We had the book launch. We had a huge family vacation that sadly enough was like literally we got home and I launched the book. So that was a little overwhelming, but we kicked off our homeschool year. In fact, we ended up graduating Grant that year. Here, I'm going to share this picture. Are you ready? We had our home. In fact, I want you to take this in. I'll be tiny. You see this. We had our house ripped apart. That right now that would be like me standing in my kitchen. And we had our house ripped apart, had just so much fun doing an entire renovation on the house, but it was a lot to do at the same time as having a book launch. So needless to say, I was already kind of feeling a little burned out, and then we did this major renovation, but it turned out beautiful. So you can see this is our brand new living room. We got rid of one room, expanded this room, put the built-in in, and then this is our kitchen. It's so beautiful. I've been loving it, and it's so fun working in it and just being in there. But this is our big news here. Let me get back here. We graduated our oldest, Grant, and granted, this took place I think it was 2020, right? Yeah, it was 2020. So the world shut down. The book came out at the end, like September of 2019, 2020. Grant decided to graduate. Well, we all cumulatively decided to go ahead and graduate him a year early. So he graduated. So one kid graduated, but check this out. I think this is well, here, let me do a little. Okay. We also graduated Blake. So Blake graduated, I think it's been a year ago now. So two, where's my fingers? 2 kids graduated. Now, for my YouTube buddies, I have to say this. Every time people are like, are you going to get on? Are you going to talk about doing here? I'm going to hide this little baby and come over here. But everybody wanted to know, like, am I going to be talking about how to homeschool high school? And I am one of those people. I don't like talking about things until I've fully experienced it. So I kind of shied away. I think I shared a little bit about curriculum we were using here and there, but I really didn't want to say, this is the way you homeschool at high school until I'd actually graduated kids. And then by the time Blake was graduating as well, I had gone through this burnout season, which I will get into, but I'd gone through this burnout and I just wasn't quite ready to jump on and go through how to homeschool high school, but I am now. So That's part of my comeback, because I'm going to be coming back and sharing my favorite curriculums with you guys. In fact, some of them you're going to see, like Matthew C and IEW. We have used those from day one in our homeschool and love them still to this day. We're using a new, history curriculum. We've trying new science curriculum, but those are two that we have really stuck with through the years. And I have lots of great hacks for you about dual enrollment, about how to use supplemental things to really help build a transcript for your kids and a resume for your kids as well. But more little fun updates. We'll go back here just a quick second to say that, check this out. So this is the last family photo we took in Hawaii. That was 2021. And notice in the corner, that sweet, beautiful young lady has a ring on her finger. So Grant proposed to the love of his life, Renee, and she is now a part of our family. Let me find a picture for you. Well, I'm going totally out of order. Here. This is so fun. Okay, yeah, you see, you don't need to see me at all. I want to go like full screen. Take it in. That is my son. He got married again to Renee, and now it's Grant and Renee Clover, and could not be more thrilled for these two. They got married in our backyard, which was just the sweetest, most amazing thing ever. My husband pointed out he did a blessing over them during, after the ceremony, during the reception. And I hadn't even thought through the significance of having our son get married in the house that he pretty much grew up in. He was baptized in our backyard. We hosted, in fact, that's something I'm going to talk about on here. We hosted, we call it a Bar Jeshua. It's kind of this little thing we created for their 13th birthday, but it's a very significant kind of coming of age party that we do for our kids, similar to a bar mitzvah for a Jewish, Jewish family. We did this as like our Christian version of that. So I'll have to share more about that, because I could go on and on about that, because this year Ashlyn's going to be doing it. So really excited. We've done it with our 3 oldest. And so we did our Bar Jeshua with him here. Just all these really significant events have happened, and to have him get married and launch from our home was crazy awesome. But I'm now a mother-in-law. And I guess in some ways you can say I'm no longer a mother of 5. I'm a mom of 6. Not that she's really she's my daughter-in-law. So sweet. It is the best ever. But let me pull up. I skipped over a few little quick slides here. I put them not in the right order. But this is a picture of, obviously, Steve and I. We just celebrated our 26th wedding anniversary. And I have to, that's yet another thing we're going to be talking about. So part of my burnout was going through a whole thing with counseling, and we did this I did this program, and Steve did this program. And like, I can tell you, 26 years of marriage, our marriage is stronger than ever. And I honestly never thought marriage could look like this. Now, I say that not for those of you married and struggling. I give you hope in that, but I have to say we went through some really hard times, and I am just so thrilled to see how God has worked it through. But I'll keep sharing on all of those things. In fact, there's a podcast episode you can check out where we start talking about some things. But even the podcast episode that we recorded together, that was before we found this program called Skills. It's through the Relationship Resource. I'll put all the links below, but through the Relationship Resource, it has completely transformed our family. In fact, Steve has retired from the corporate world and is now pretty much full-time ministry. He works kind of alongside the Relationship Resource, and just promoting it and helping it. And just, he's one of the facilitators for them. I'm actually a facilitator as well. Pretty fun and exciting to go through skills programs with people. But I'm going to have to keep sharing. I'll see a lot of this is like, I'm going to keep sharing. I have so much to say. It has been really hard just kind of staying focused. But as you can see, we had a lot of really exciting things happening in our family. And I wanted to make sure that we, focused in on their family. And that was one of the big reasons for my pullback, is that I wanted to take time, because I knew we were launching Grant and Blake. I wanted to take time to enjoy them and to enjoy this last season of having them in our home. Here's another picture, by the way, I had to share. I'm going to go small again so you can see it big. This is, again, in our backyard, but how beautiful, right? My family has grown up. Just, I'm like, I can just sit here. Let's just sit here and stare at it. No, I'm kidding. But going backwards a little bit, one thing that nobody talks about online is truly launching your kids. No one really prepared me. I felt like we got this parenting thing down. And then our kids kind of got into that 16, 17 age. And I'm like, holy smokes, they're going to be launching. And it was just a really hard transition for me, for a homeschool mama, to see her kids go. And quite frankly, it was all during that time I went through a pretty tough depression. And that's why I went to counseling, went through the skills program, and really was just trying to figure out where is the source of a lot of this anxiety coming from. And what was crazy is I realized that part of the launching of my kids, I was feeling like they were rejecting me. Were they rejecting me? No. They were actually growing into the independent, strong, young, wonderful young men that I had raised, my husband and I had raised, and they were doing what they were supposed to do, launching, starting their own family. And so that was so crazy, as I realized it was triggering some past pains that I had of this feeling of rejection. So again, story for another time, but I did want to put this picture up. My son, Blake, when he graduated a few months later, he was actually all set to go to GCU, Grand Canyon University, got in there, had everything lined up, and this crazy job opportunity came up for him. So he moved out and moved downtown San Diego into this beautiful apartment, and he worked downtown for a while. And it was just such a neat growth opportunity. We saw him grow so much, and very hard to have, again, just, you have these expectations of what it's going to look like. And God's just like, we're going to do things differently. So Blake got this job downtown, and I think the next slide, hopefully, I can't see what's next. He's working as a professional photographer now. So if you are in the San Diego, even probably LA, Orange County area, I'm telling you, I'll put his link below. Contact him. He is a phenomenal photographer. And what's really interesting with this is to say that, that's one of my big things with homeschooling is you have to become a student of your children. You really have to be looking for their strengths. You don't look for their weakness, but you're aware of their weaknesses and how you can kind of help that to become more of a strength. But when you're looking for these strengths and passions, it is so neat to see that the Lord just kind of comes alongside you and helps you to see these things, but then you give them space to grow. And so with homeschooling, that's what we've really enjoyed, is getting to see our kids really learn these skills and these passions. And in this case, Blake turned it into a business. And Grant, so Blake was our photographer. Grant was our writer, reader, poet. And he has, I think, over 60 wins at film festivals for a short film that he and his buddy, actually his wife, Renee, her brother is his best friend. And he wrote the screenplay, I guess you call it the screenplay, but he wrote the short film. And then Michael helped to film it because he's a film guy. And oh my gosh, it was amazing. And we got to go to the Chinese theater in Hollywood, and the film got shown over there. It's still just part of different film festivals. It's still winning more and more awards. It has been exciting to see. But he has a job full time, and that's not even his full time job. But it's just so amazing to be at this point. Granted, I was a hot mess when they were launching, and my husband's like, "Christy, we did our job," and I'm like, "I don't like this job. I want them to stay with me." And so it was really hard, but I'm so thankful to see how the Lord has moved. Let me get our next picture up, because we had a new addition to our family. I don't know if you've seen our little new addition, but this is Roxy. She's so cute. So we got her, I think, 2021. She is 2 years old now, and so she's a little bit bigger, just a tiny bit bigger, just a tiny little bit bigger. But yeah, Roxy is our little miniature dachshund. She's so fun. We really, we've been enjoying her, but she's also crazy. So we have been enjoying the process. No, we haven't been enjoying it. We were trying to figure out, if you have any dog advice for us, we'll take it. But we have like our homeschool co-op this one day. So it's like, oh yeah, I work with highly anxious dogs. I'm like, we need to talk, because that's my dog. So She has issues. She needs a skills program, but she doesn't understand it when we talk to her about it. All right. The other new addition that we have, are you ready for this? I kind of mentioned it, I think, at the beginning. I'm a homesteader. Look at that. I have chickens. And by chickens, like we love the chickens. We have an amazing coop, which I think I have a picture in here. Look at this thing. This is a coop that we got. I'm going to put it full screen for you. Take it in. This is a coop from Roost and Roots. I will have a link for them below. You have to check them out. This is like, you know my brain. Like I love all things that are logical, right? Like I want things to be simplified and easy. And we have done tons of chicken sitting in the past, and it was just a nightmare. Well, not a nightmare. I love taking care of people's chickens. It was very fun. Kids loved it, but it was a lot of work. And so we had hesitated to become homesteaders. I'm like, where am I? Homesteaders, because we're just like, this is a huge commitment, but this coop makes it so easy. That little tube, wait, I can't. Okay. That little tube. I'm all backwards. That little tube right there, that white tube, that is where you fill it with water, and they have these little nipples that stick down. So you just keep that thing filled. It stays filled for like a week, and the chickens, self do the water. So we don't have to go in and clean out and refill the water every day. And then the box here, I'm backwards. The box right there, that is their nesting box. But in the middle of that, there's these feeding tubes that come down, and you just keep the feeding tubes filled. And again, it lasts for a week. So it has been the most brilliant, awesome coop. I cannot say enough good things about them. So you have to go check them out. Again, linked below. But we love our little girls. This is part, if you couldn't see that part of the coop, we have a whole chicken run attached to it. But yes, our children love our chickens, just absolutely love them. And I look how cute and happy they are. They love it. But anyway, so that has been, see, I've got a whole list here of all the things to update you on. So we've got chickens. Like I feel like we live in the suburbs of San Diego, and I have chickens. I make my own kombucha, and I have even started making sourdough bread. I laugh because every time I bake it, I'm like, look what I've done. Look what I've done. And some of you are like, Christy, I do all of those things all the time. I have never done that. Like I'm a kid who grew up on like Kraft macaroni and cheese and Chef Boyardee ravioli. So the fact that I make my own sourdough and even the kombucha, which I love kombucha. So I'm like, when you're normally buying like a $3 to $4 bottle, and now you can make your own, I'm like super impressed with myself. I just love that. That's the skills that I'm learning. So, we talk about trying to be a good example to our kids by showing them how we can be learning. That's what I'm doing. I am learning new skills, and you never stop learning. So I'm trying to be a good influence on my kids. But let me see. Next up. Okay. So I'm just going to show you these cute pictures because this is where we're at. There's my sweet husband in the middle. We are a family with 3 kids in the home now. It is the weirdest thing. And I find myself saying, I only have 3 kids at home right now. But it's bizarre, but it's a beautiful new season. So we have all 3 kids. Again, the Caitlin, who's on my lap, is now getting bigger, but Wade's now in 9th grade. So we have another high schooler in the house. Ashlyn's in 6th grade, so junior higher. And then sweet Caitlin is in 4th grade. And so she is still in elementary, but my baby is double digits now. It's just the weirdest thing. I'll probably be just catching you up on more things as we go on these videos. We've had a lot of things happening. I lost my dad in March. So every time I kept trying to kind of come back, something major is happening. Like, good, happy things was my son got married. So, we had COVID hit, we had kids graduating, we had a kid getting married, a kid moving downtown. And then, again, I was trying to come back, and then my dad got sick, and I was trying to take care of him from San Diego. He lived in Nevada, and kind of going back and forth. And then, I lost him in March. So being an only child, people always ask, like, and if you have one child, God bless you. Your child will, thrive and have a great life. But I will say that this only child wanted a large family. but you don't always feel like the angst. There are lots of angst with having multiple siblings, but the angst of an only child is when you're the only one to help take care of these things and you can't share the load. Granted, I probably have a few people watching going like, I have like a bazillion brothers and sisters and I'm still the only one carrying the load. So you know what? It is what it is. So that's just, the way it goes. So I have so many fun things. So one thing that I did want to share, because I know some of you watch me on here and I have shared some weight loss tips and just kind of updates. I've used different programs. And right now I'm actually really excited because I feel like my metabolism has actually reset. So my background is actually in sports medicine. It's in health and fitness. I worked as a personal trainer for a long time, but it's crazy when you work as a personal trainer for years and then you struggle with your weight. There's a little bit of shame that comes in there. You feel like embarrassed and like you can't talk about it. So when I had found this one program that helped me to lose weight, I was so excited to get back into talking about it, but then I struggled with my weight. I did the whole yo-yo thing with that program. And what I've learned since then is that I really needed to focus in and learn how to really heal my gut and to do other things. So I've done intermittent fasting. I've started taking different supplements, but I'll be definitely I feel like I'm like, and I'll be sharing more about that. So this is yet another, I will be sharing more about my weight loss journey, about really my journey to health. I am just feeling so much better and healthier. And I feel like my mindset is so much better around those things. And actually it's crazy, like going through all the counseling and stuff, it really helped me to see like where my mindset was broken. And one of the things with the skills program that I took was that it's really, it's amazing at helping you to identify lies and then find truth in scripture. So I had spent so many years kind of be like, oh, like renew your mind. Okay, I'll focus on capturing my thoughts. Okay, I'll do all these things, but I wasn't addressing the real lie that was taking place in my head and in my heart. And so I feel like now I've got this better mindset and I want to share it with people because that's exactly, here we think I went full screen on you. But this is a new program that I am actually doing a free webinar / training called the M.O.M. So like my book, Master Organizer of Mayhem, M.O.M. Mindset Reset. It's a free training. So hopefully you catch it. Hopefully you're watching this video and able to catch me live. It's going to be Friday, November 10th at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You're going to have to do all the converting because I'm horrible at figuring out all the time zones. I have to like really stop and think, but make sure you get registered. Go to christyclover.com/mindset. And that will get you all set up. There will be a few days that you can watch the replay. And then after the replay, it comes off because I have something brand new. This is what I've been working on. This is like 2 years in the making because when I launched my M.O.M. challenge, that was me chickening out because I was not chickening out. I was totally in burnout. I'm like, I can't handle doing the membership, but I felt like the Lord had really put this membership in my heart. I had all the components. I had really done a lot of planning for it. So now I'm at just such a healthier stage because like that was like at the beginning. Sorry, I should talk with this hand. So at the beginning of my burnout, and now I'm on the other side of my burnout, and just so excited to share with you guys more about my Simply Joyful M.O.M. membership. So kind of think of me as your mom mentor. So I have such a heart for encouraging families. If you have watched me at all on YouTube or listened to my podcast or read any of my blog posts, I have a heart for moms. I have been there. I've done that. I have, like older kids. I've got younger kids. I've got this big span. And, like I was raised by a single mom. So I understand those dynamics. I was an only child. I have, 5 kids. My husband and I have been married for, so it's like, I've really experienced a lot of different things, but really more than anything, I just have such a heart for helping moms to change their mindset, to stop living with mom guilt, and to really experience a refreshment like you have not experienced before. So I'm super excited. So you can actually, if you wanted to go and and check it out. I'm not even releasing this to my email list yet, but the yourmommentor.com will show you all of the details for the membership. You should come watch the Mindset Reset first, but this is where you're going to see all of the bonuses. I put a ton of bonuses in there, but I'm so excited. I am excited to just get to pour in to this community of moms. We have a whole community aspect using a program called Mighty Networks. Didn't want to do it on Facebook. I'm trying to get off of social media as I record this on YouTube. But I'm trying to get off of social media as much as possible. I don't want moms to have to feel like, okay, for this group, I have to go to Facebook. I don't want that. I want to have a nice, not distracted ADHD moment. That's me. That's another new thing. I was kind of unofficially, but diagnosed with ADHD. Now my life makes sense. But yes, so here is my mom membership. Super exciting. But I wanted to share with you, I'll pull this up so it's bigger. But here you can see that this is kind of the roadmap to refreshment that I'm going to be taking people through. So we're going to really focus in on making over your mindset, simplifying your home life, taking back your time. Time management's a big component here, but I know everybody loves to have a more simple, home life, streamlined, less mess, decluttered, all of that good stuff. But we also are going to be talking about healthy habits and just habits to get us healthy again and stop focusing so much on all the other things. And the other big one, family fun. I hope you saw that slide right there, but focusing on cultivating some family fun. It's so important and it really changes the dynamic of your family. But there's our update. It's a lot, right? And that's why, could you imagine if I tried to give you updates on all the things I said, I'll tell you later, this would be like a 4-hour video. I'm not going to do that to you. But I am so thankful that you were here. Please make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel, Christy Clover. I'm going to hopefully be doing some Christy Clover live shows on here. But until then, you can find me. Here, let me pull that down real quick. Okay, so my homeschool resources, everything's below. But you want to hear about how to homeschool your high schoolers? I have it on my website. Go right there. You can see the different curriculum I've been using for the past 5-6 years that I've had high schoolers in the house. You can also check out all of my courses over on Christy Clover /store, which is reminding me I need to put the membership over there. So you can only find the membership if you go to yourmommentor.com. Again, I'm going to close the door on this, so do not miss this opportunity. And then I am over at Instagram. It's one of my favorite places to be. So that's my one little thing. YouTube, Instagram. That's really where you find me. But I hope that you have a great rest of your day. Thank you for joining me over here. I am so happy to be back and sharing more with you. So have a great day. Make sure you subscribe and we'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.